Okay, you win some, you lose some, right? Hey Jam Fam, it has been a bit, but I'm excited. Not only do I have my $1.12 iced coffee with no liquid sweetener, that's my coffee order from my small town McDonald's, that's my version of Starbucks. It is fully loaded and I'm enjoying that iced coffee. Yes, I am. I am also able to go back to the John Henry General Store. I want to say it might have been 2 months now. It's been a bit. I miss all the deals and the deals miss me. And I'm seeing something about a whole flat of strawberries for under $10. I'm seeing a great many things. I have no list, but we're going for the deals. Then we are going back to the Mega Mama kitchen. I got 4 whole chickens defrosted. I have cream cheese. I have lemons to do some sort of Trim Healthy Mama inspired, gluten-free, sugar-free lemon cheesecake situation. And there's some lemon bars that I've been eyeballing in that Trim Healthy Indulgence cookbook. We're gonna get some deals and we're gonna go back to the kitchen and we're gonna get all we can get done. It's a busy day. Even in the middle of the week, the parking lot is full. We are gonna go see what we can see. Okay, there's whole flats of, these are nectarines for $9.99 a case. Got half bushels of peaches for $29.99 and all the corn is here. 'Tis the season. Cantaloupes 2 for $5. We've got donut peaches. That's a nice name. $9.99 a box. The cabbages are here. Half bushel boxes of peppers for $9.99. Cucumbers. Everything. Blueberry flats, well, I definitely need to get this. My kindergartner is a blueberry machine. I packed him blueberries today for his day camp, and yeah, he cleaned out all his blueberries yesterday. Giant seedless watermelons, $5.99. You know we have to get some of that action. Then we got 50 pounds. I mean, come on, amazing. I'm overwhelmed by the beauty. 50 pounds potatoes, $19.99 a box. Candy onions, $9.99, giant. Yellow watermelon, $5.99. Orange, I knew I've seen orange watermelons before, but I couldn't prove it. Orange seedless watermelon, $5.99. And then flats of tomatoes, $9.99. More flats of tomatoes, $9.99. These bananas are super ripe. You can smell them, but they would be great. Look, 99 cents for, what is this, a 40-pound box, and they're organic. These would be fantastic to peel down and put in the freezer for smoothies. Yum. Sometimes you'll get a free box of bananas, depending on if they need to move them or not. Got more watermelons. Just the watermelons are here. Okay. Again, I have no list. I'm just peeking. But I do have 4 defrosted chickens, and that means something. Okay. I had this brand of chicken meatballs that were also gluten-free. I had 4 packs of them, I think from Sharp Shopper. Pulled them from the freezer, did those the other day. And we did some rice too, and they were delicious. Just look in here. Nice. I want to wallpaper my life in these posters. One day, it's my goal. Garlic's $2.99. These are $8.49. They look delicious. 20% off. Flags. Tell your friends. Words to live by. But I don't. I washed mine. But Lodge Cast Iron said it's okay. And then all the carrots are here. 50 pounds, $14.99. We got mangoes. More good things. Okay, I thought I wasn't doing a cart, but I need a cart. Even if I'm kind of sideways. I want blueberry flats too. Okay, so 2 flats of strawberries, 1 flat of blueberries, but there's 12 in this blueberry flat. Then we're gonna go back for a 50-pound box of potatoes, 4 seedless watermelons, and a big bag of the candy onions. I mean, so much more we could have got, but you'll love my total. Let's see, I think I'm gonna put my potato box in first, and then we'll get the watermelons. Well, there goes that. Okay, you win some, you lose some, right? I apologize. They're getting the watermelon. We're gonna go back for more. Okay, last round, round 3, here we go. Okay, do better, J. Morrell, do better. Okay, there's evidence. The whole household loves watermelons, obviously. You know this. Oh, papaya cases, $14.99. I just saw more things I want. Like they had a 40-pound box of sweet potatoes, but we're resisting. We're done. All right, so we are back from the John Henry quick. After, I think, 6 to 8 weeks. It has been a bit, right? I'm out of potatoes, except I have this 1 5-pound bag, and I don't know, maybe we got this at Sharp Shopper a couple weeks ago, so we're gonna cook this also with our chicken situation. But at John Henry, we got a 50-pound box of potatoes. 1 potato had 1 spot I'm gonna cut off. We got 4 watermelons. We dropped a watermelon, so sorry. We got a big, I believe this is a 10-pound bag. It feels heavier than that, of the candy onions. And then 2 beautiful looking flats of strawberries here. Just perfect. And so I love their deals. It was, what was it? Hold on. It was like 2 packs of strawberries for $9.99 or a flat, which has 4 for $10. So I love the 1 penny more deals. And then, hold on, but wait, there's more. We got a flat of blueberries, and there are a dozen packs in here, and these all look lovely. This was $19.99. And again, my kindergartner probably took this many blueberries at least to day camp yesterday. So we definitely roll through the blueberries. And my total was $89 and some change for all of this fresh produce. Now let's get cooking and make some things happen. So I have 4 whole Costco chickens that I brought up the other day. I don't know, 36 hours ago or so, put in that refrigerator knowing we would need them coming up. I shared with you recently, we cooked up the chicken meatballs that we had in the freezer from Sharp Shopper. Just went through that and a bunch of rice, and now it's time for our next big meal. So I'm just got to get a little organized around here, but I want to get, well, we're going to do 4 chickens total. We will use both ovens. I've got my red goose pot, and then I will probably just use my sheet pan. And I'm thinking for something different, do I just want to cook the 4 chickens on the sheet pan? But I want to do potatoes. So it's not that complicated. We're chatting this out. So some form of chicken and potatoes on the sheet pan, and some form of chicken and potatoes in the goose pot. And then while these cook, we've got fruit and veggies to prep, but I also want to get at least 2 desserts done. And we have, if we can synchronize our watches, it is now 2:07. I need to be done and cleaned up and have my thumbnail picture done and everything for this video by 5:07, 5:15-ish, and then go pick up elementary boys from day camp. And yeah, that's today. So YouTube filming world, which is not normal mom world, I've got about 3 hours start to finish to get going here. But we are making the best of it because that is what we do around here. Now, I am having trouble getting that one bottle of olive oil open. I try on my own, but then I go and I hand it off to one of my teenage guys to see if they can figure it out. It was just weird. I absolutely could not get it off. It was loose, but not pulling off. Anyway, enough about the olive oil bottle. At some point in the future, they hand it back to me and we use it from there. And so while they're working on it, I am just going to pull the chicken necks and chicken accessories out from inside of the chicken carcasses. And I'm also getting those out of the bag. I know we're moving fast here, but I am going through and washing my hands while I deal with the chicken before I grab my iced coffee and those kind of adventures. And now I'm washing the potatoes off. I did get the olive oil back, so all is right in the world, except I do spill some of it, but that's okay. These potatoes that I got at the John Henry General Store, I believe it was a 50-pound box, they are absolutely massive. And I washed those off. I put some olive oil on the bottom of my goose pot. I did a layer of those big potatoes, and then I did 2 of the chickens, and now I am scrubbing off more of the potatoes, and I'm going to do a big sheet pan full of washed and oiled and seasoned potatoes. We're going to put some slices in them as well, and also put 2 chickens on the sheet pan as well. That way we will have a full sheet pan going in one oven, and we will have the goose pot going in my regular size oven. And I am going through and adding some of that lemon pepper seasoning that we love from Azure on top of the chickens as well, and doing some more olive oil because the chicken skin is delicious. I am taking those other chickens that I was prepping in my prep sink there, and now that's what I just did. I was scooping in some of that olive oil and rolling the washed potatoes in there. It spilled on my counter because of course, and I just pushed it into a bowl, and we still used the olive oil for several of those potatoes, and then I added more. So we are definitely making the best of things as we do around here. I am still hopeful at this point that we are going to get the 2 Trim Healthy Mama desserts done as well. We have some configuring coming up with that, so stay tuned for how that unfolds. But potatoes and chicken are some great whole foods that happen several times a week at my house. Plus, we add in zucchini and squash and, of course, seasonal fruit and other good deals that I can get at the John Henry General Store. And we use those up accordingly. And then the chickens I have bought at Costco and also Aldi over the past several months. And I think I have maybe 8 that I need to use still. I just get once or sometimes twice a week, I will do 2 chickens in a pot. And on this massive meal prep day, I'm just going to go ahead and do 4 chickens because that will actually give us, for a household of 10, that will actually give us a couple days of chicken. All right, so I had some desserts I wanted to make, and I'm going to give myself, well, about an hour to focus on desserts and get as many as we can done. Chicken and potatoes are underway. We did that. I went ahead and put the blueberries and the strawberries in the refrigerator for now, but I need to, gotta flip back through my pages here, because about a week ago I was like, next time I get a cooking afternoon, I am going to make these things. And I got my lemons, got my, they like to use in a lot of their recipes, it's the 1/3 less fat cream cheese. Got a bunch of that. And now finally, a week later, I've got the little bit of time. Okay, so here's the lemon cheesecake. This is on page 157 of Trim Healthy Indulgence. It makes 1 9-inch cheesecake. We got our crust ingredients. I went ahead and set all my ingredients out. We have almond flour, baking blend. There are online recipes, I've mentioned this before, to make homemade Trim Healthy Mama baking blend. I'll try to link some of those for you. But I also find it super convenient to just order it. So I try to keep, and I ordered, these are the 1-pound bags. I like to get the 3-pound bags, and I'll get 2 or 3 of those. I think last time when I did that, they only had the 1-pound bags available. Just saying, you're going to see me go through a lot of 1-pound bags here in projects. Okay, so just quickly looking, my ingredients. I wonder if I probably have heavy whipping cream. Hold on. Okay, we are saved. I do. Looks like I still have to get out almond milk. Okay, we got everything for that. And then there are some lemon bars. I could grab my, there they are. I was gonna say I could grab my phone and I have my page number saved. I got a little art project here. That's gonna mark the lemon cheesecake. Okay, lemon bars, crust ingredients, melted butter, almond flour, baking blend, gentle sweet. I don't have gentle sweet. I just get these biggest bags of stevia and the raw from my local Walmart, and I bake with these, and I have no problems with it. You can use the Trim Healthy sweetener ingredients if you have it on hand. If not, you can get monk fruit and stevia at Walmart. And I know I've had people comment and say that the measurements may be off depending on the sweetness. I just use this, and it is delicious. Okay. Arrowroot powder, and I have some. Got this at John Henry. Okay, well, just threw that on the floor. 1 lemon. Okay, those look good and doable. Here's their picture for the lemon bars. This is on page 197, also of Trim Healthy Indulgence. And then my other plan, we're going to need the oven for these. Let me look here. I wonder how I'm going to do that. Jay Morrell, how are you going to bake these things? And that chicken's going to be going for a while. I think this might be a bummer. Okay. Assess. Maybe I can put my rack back in the top here. I cannot. I could lower that. That's going to be a hot situation, though. Okay. Okay, we're working through it. If I take my hot chicken rack, I need to wash my tablespoon off. Take my hot chicken rack out. It'll be nerve-wracking. It'll be hot. Lower that flaming hot rack. Then I will have to turn my heat down. That oven's already, it's smoking. Not really smoking, but it's much hotter than 350. I don't think I can do this right now because both ovens are hot with chicken. Okay, this is a bummer. Bummer, bummer. Huh. Okay, I'm just gonna, there's really nothing else I can do right now dessert-wise that doesn't take an oven. I am sad about this. So I'll just have to see where I am time-wise when my chicken and potatoes come out. You know, I try to do a workflow and coordinate as much as possible, and here we are. Okay, but, so quickly gonna put my liquid eggs, quickly gonna put some refrigeration ingredients away for a bit, see where we end up time-wise, and hey, redeem the time, you know, I can at least wash fruit and chop it, and we can go from there, and that's still something. So not showed on camera, I totally soapy hot water washed out this sink and this colander. And so now we're gonna do strawberries. And I'm gonna go ahead and do all of them. All these strawberries look ripe and ready. And if they are washed and cut, they're just going to be eaten so very quickly. There's one bad strawberry in that pack. So yeah, we're just gonna go ahead and do this. What will this be? I think this will be, these are 2 pound. So these will be roughly 16 pounds of strawberries. I've got a bush in front of this window. If you keep seeing me looking over, I've got something that shouldn't be growing in front of my kitchen window there. I need to have one of my teen guys like, go ahead and just knock that down for me. And I'm used to that being down and watching kids run and play. But elementary kids, like I said, are not here during the day today because they are doing, we only ended up with one bad strawberry in 16 pounds. That's awesome. They're doing activities today, and I've got 2 hours still till I have to go pick them up. So I'm hoping our chicken and potatoes, I've got the timer set. I'm hoping they're done within the next hour. I have the timer set in 23 minutes to check on them. I think I set that for an hour. This is not exact cooking times. This is me eyeballing my cooking times. Usually, it just depends on like how defrosted the chicken is. One of my chickens was a little more frozen on the inside than the other 3. So I'm going to check the internal temperatures and everything. It may end up being about an hour and a half total. We shall see. But I always make sure my internal chicken temperature is at least 165. Usually I end up getting it like 205 or so. So that's that. But I'm hopeful, let me grab my towel, that it'll depend on my energy. I got my chatty cooking energy now, but by the time the chicken and potatoes are done, and if it's 4-ish, if I then have it in my soul to then do the desserts. That's the thing I have to be mindful of working around. Okay, let's see. I can't find my favorite cutting board right now. I'm looking for it. I don't see it. I think I'll just use a sheet pan, although I don't need a giant sheet pan. I'll use one of my old sheet pans because these will still be drippy. And I'm just going to use this knife. I had rinsed it. I used it to pierce my potatoes. Okay, and then let me show you these containers I got from Walmart. Okay, and even though, so this, what we're working with here is 8 pounds of strawberries. There's another 8 pounds looking at us. So, but anyway, so these containers, I have 4 here. So these are my favorite size containers. I can't tell you. Hold on, I'm gonna drop things. I was gonna say, maybe it says how many quarts. Okay, they're 39.4 cups. And I've gotten the Rubbermaid size of these over the decades. And I went a few weeks ago to get 1 or 2 more of those. And Walmart has these now. I believe they're the Great Value brand. And I got 2 of them. So they came in a 2-pack. And they have these nice blue lids. Pretty sure they were under $10. in 2026, they were at least under 15. So I got 2 double packs, and I'm proud of it. So I'm going to we may end up with both of these full strawberries. Let's get cutting and we'll see how it works out. So thanks for joining me for this strawberry cutting party. And I will say from the future that this whole 18 pounds of strawberry situation, they were gone little over 48 hours, not quite 72 hours. They were delicious. They were juicy. There were plates and bowls full of strawberries with many meals going out for breakfast, lunch, dinner, side items, and snacks. They were well loved, and I love it when I take the time to prep strawberries like this, because then it's just a matter of getting a slotted spoon and scooping them out. Don't have to do any other prepping because, hey, look, we meal prepped. We did it. Now, we don't get to chopping down any of these watermelons in this video, and you already know my sad dessert realization, but that's okay because there will be many more massive meal prep days in our future. We're still not done on this day. I just can't quite juggle it with the 2 ovens boiling hot with the chickens and the potatoes, and then trying to get lower temperature cheesecake and lemon bars done. Just couldn't quite coordinate the things, but we're doing pretty good. I do still wish I had chickens whenever I do this kind of prep, or pigs and those kind of animals that we raised for so long, because it's always a great way to use up the strawberry tops and different scraps. Just throw everything to the farm animals for a little treat for them. But that's okay, because me and my kids, we will have some strawberries prepped for us, and that's our goal here. Also, I appreciate your support in my recent Shop With Me and Big Life announcement video, where I shared with you that this year my elementary and middle school kids are going to public school, and we are looking forward to a good year with extra support that we need. Largely for this mama doing all the things. I am almost to the 3-year mark in our new universe that I have been navigating, and this is the kind of support and life changes that we need during this season, because I am one human mama doing all the things on my own, and I appreciate the help and the support and the encouragement that I can get to help all the things work along the way. So if you haven't seen that video yet, where we do back to school shopping and I share some of the stories from earlier in my journey 3 years ago, as far as needing educational help and support within my community and not finding it, and how I've accommodated and still have made homeschooling work for the last couple years. And now this year we're going to do some different things. And that's what works for us and what I need as the mama orchestrating everything in this season. I do have my oldest teen at home who is still going to finish with the online program, and having our in-home tutor come, who we've been so blessed to be able to have in our lives. And I realize that me being able to do things like pay for a tutor, pay for an online program, pay for litigation, pay for trauma and grief therapy, pay for these things is an absolute mercy. And I also realize that lots of women in my situation would not be able to pay for these helps. And even though I'm sharing that I've been able to pay for some help, it's amazing how much help is not really out there for vulnerable women and children that you would think would be there. And even being able to pay for some help and resources that I have needed for me and my household, I still feel like no matter how hard I work and no matter how hard I try, in many ways, I'm barely able to get us what we need. It's a real bummer. And so I really feel and have compassion for vulnerable women and children, because yes, I have a business, I have a job. I have done pretty well in my career that I have made online. And again, even with my air quotes success, yes, I've been able to, well, all the choices I've made, my number one question is safety, maintaining safety, establishing safety, moving forward as safely as possible. That's how I make my decisions now. Does this keep us safe? Does this reinforce safety? And even with a full-time income and a successful career and access to resources, I feel like I am barely able to accomplish these goals. And the helps I thought would be there have been smoke and mirrors. And I have learned and have had it reinforced again and again that no one is going to save me, so I'm going to save myself. So I have done an excellent job taking care of us and making safety-driven choices. But again, that is my full-time job. And even with being a woman with a business, it's my full-time goal that takes all of my focus and concentration and effort. So I'm thankful this year that we have the support of local public schools and additional activities and programs. And I'm thankful that my household will be continuing to get what they need while I continue to work on my big, more than full-time list, working to provide for us and working to keep our established safety exactly where it needs to be. And I'm so thankful that well over a decade ago, I jumped out and started hustling and working to create my own online business, because a barrier for many women and children on getting safe is the mother not having an income. But I'm just saying from my own lived experience, even as a woman with an income, I'm barely able to accomplish this goal. And this is how many women get trapped, because they can't even get out in the first place, and they can't afford rent or a mortgage or utilities and therapy and gas and health care. I mean, the list just goes on and on. And so I guess I'm just sharing in a way. I am proud of me for working hard, learning this whole new world, and keeping safety first. And I'm also heartbroken for myself and all the women around this world who have to learn to navigate these situations. And now let's jump to the other universe, right? And here I am, I'm feeding myself. I'm going to make myself have some protein, and I'm going to make myself have a baked potato. Feeding myself and caring for myself is one of the things I have to do on purpose. And when I take care of myself, it helps me take care of everyone else I need to care for. And I know that my household loves having egg and sausage scrambles. So I am cooking up 4 pounds of sausage, and we are going to break up a whole lot of eggs here, crack a whole bunch of eggs here in a minute, and do one of those whole 39-cup tubs of pre-made egg and sausage scramble. And this meal prep this particular breakfast prep that we're doing right now, this goes over several days as well. Some people have it for breakfast or lunch. I mean, if we have 39 cups of strawberries, 39 cups of egg and sausage scramble, 4 chickens, and about, 20 giant baked potatoes, that's some great food to have prepped and ready to go. Now, with all these humans and all these preferences, etc., some may choose to have eggs and sausage and some strawberries for dinner. I might have eggs and sausage and chicken for breakfast. It's whenever I prep all this food, it allows it to be a choose your own adventure, with me running younger children to day camp so I can work and also go to appointments and meetings and things I have to handle for us, and teenagers can grab and go what they need. And it's just good for us all around when I'm able to do these meal preps. And when I can't do these meal preps, we do have some freezer meals in the freezer, and I do have some of my teens who are able to do quick spaghetti with meat sauce, or quick sheet pan chicken breast, or other items that we may have that help us make it through. And that's awesome, because I don't get to be just a normal stay-at-home, hey, look, I'm cooking meals mom. I am definitely in a single mom, full-time working, full-time advocating, and caretaking universe. And my life matters, and the lives of everybody in my household matters. And I appreciate you being with me on this journey. And if you haven't yet, follow me on Instagram. I've been able to do a few smaller reels. I haven't had a lot of time this summer with all the needs of my family to make my big videos, which are literally how I provide for my family. But again, I am juggling all these things on my own. I have had a few times here and there where I've been able to do some advocacy and some resources and some thoughts on some Instagram and Facebook Reels. They're over on TikTok too, but if you just follow me on Instagram, you will get them. And I don't do them every day. I don't even do them every week, but I might have a week where I'm able to get one out. I think recently I had a week where I got 3 out, but that I will not be consistent in that. And those are not monetized or anything. Those are just all from my heart and sharing the resources for the women who need them, and also for women who need ideas on how to help come alongside other vulnerable women and children in their communities. And we've made it almost 3 years. It'll be 3 years on August 24th, 2026. And I don't know if I'm going to do a post me holding like a big number 3 balloon. I know we've made it over 1,000 days, and it's also a tender season for me, but we're doing it, and I'm proud of us. And I thank you for being with me through all these years and this journey and my whole new adventure coming up. We have a lot more new things that I'll be sharing, and I appreciate you. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you real soon with another brand new video. Bye-bye.